I happened to stumble across J Balvin. We went to a restaurant together. He was invited by a friend of mine, and we sat next to each other, had a good laugh, and then we suddenly realised we like the same jokes. We think the same thing about the lifestyle that we lead, and all sorts of our views on stuff were the same. So I was like, I like this guy, and he was like, I like this guy too. Obviously in Spanish. And yeah, so we kind of came about it, and then he was like, I want to hear some of the stuff, man, send me some things. So I sent him some stuff, and he loved it, and he sent back Familiar in the way that it is now, because it was originally an English song, and then it just kind of became a reggaeton Latin vibe, and I was like, I'm totally with it. We kept everything on that he did, and it was, fantastic. The reason why it's been so slow, I mean, basically that, I didn't want to rush it. And I haven't rushed anything, I was the last out of, my band to come out solo, and I'm kind of going a different way about this at the moment, trying to see what music I can create. And I think as a solo artist, when you start out, I like to take it as I started fresh. I wasn't coming in like I'm an artist already known, because I wasn't. And the more producers and people hear you, the more tracks that you get sent, and people are like, oh, I've heard you on this, could you have a try at this for me? And then that's how you get more songs, and that's kind of what's happened as time's gone by. I finished the album listing literally the day before yesterday. We added more songs, so I'm glad I waited, because the songs that I wanted on there are on there now as well. So I mean, it all kind of works out for the best. I think patience is key in this scenario. There's no need to rush anything. It's a different kind of music world now, so I just take as much time as I can, really. I had finished writing more or less before Bear was born, so I haven't really had a chance to go in the studio. And the thing is, for me, I don't want to write something cheesy, because he's got to grow up with it, I mean, like Will Smith did that Just the Two of Us thing for Jaden. That was so good. And I was listening to a Will Smith album recently, actually, and he's got loads of little clips of Jaden speaking in between and the interludes, which is really cool. But I haven't really done anything that way yet. I think it definitely does change your perception. If anything, at the moment, I think it's changed my perception on success and where this goes, because I feel like if my dad taught me anything, he would have taught me about working hard to get it where you want in life. And I think for me, that's what I would like to pass on to him, that a good work ethic. So he's always doing something. He's not, he's at the end of the day, he's a very lucky boy to be born into the family that he's born in. I'm lucky to be in that family as well. It's been an amazing time, building all this. And obviously Shez has had a lot of, my girlfriend's had a lot of success as well. So I mean, he's already been quite fortunate. I mean, for his birthday, he got a little plastic mini Ferrari that you can drive around in, which I had as a dad, had to build it. And the rule is that you can't use the instructions. That's just the basic dad life. So I don't want him to be too lucky that he ends up, a certain child. I want him to really know about working hard and strive for the things he wants, because otherwise the passion and dreams go away from life, and then what's the point in that? I mean, for me, it's like at the end of the day, this is my life, whether it's one way or another, and that's what I go by. I go do what I enjoy. If it causes a bit of controversy, so be it. It's all right. It doesn't really matter. It's a bit of fun at the end of the day. This is for entertainment purposes. You know what I mean? It's like, so for me, I should come with a disclaimer. No, I'm just kidding. I feel like I'm quite tame for a pop star, to be honest with you, and. I wouldn't want, I don't like to be called a role model or anything like that. And I feel like, there's definitely a bit more freedom since One Direction, obviously having such a young audience. But our job was to kind of free people up a little bit. I don't think our job was to restrict people when we were in One Direction. The thought for the teenagers was more free and more fun than it was. Because I feel like today we live in a very like a little pressure cooker constantly, and things are popping off everywhere all the time, and there's a lot to deal with. So I feel like this is an escape for people, if they, use of a different word. And I think that's important to remember. I think, it doesn't have to be so serious all the time. Like Instagram is just Instagram. It's just pictures of your face and a few funny things at the end of the day. I don't take it that seriously. I just post fun stuff, and, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, then lump it. Yeah, the time goes back a little bit. For me, I feel like, everyone's got to live out their solo career to the full, extent that they can. At the end of the day, each and every one of us, I feel like, deserve it if we're working hard for it. And, if we've got a little vision for something, then, I wouldn't want to take that away from the boys. I wouldn't want to take it away from Harry to go and do his thing, and he's got, his old Gucci thing going on, different thing. I wouldn't want to take that away from him and try and pull him back into something when I know, you're doing good over there. I'm going to leave you to it, because you're doing all right. And the thing for me is, the more success that every member has right now just leads to this bigger picture. And, One Direction, we were labelled the biggest boy band ever, which for me is crazy, but I will take it. And it's like, the only way we can get any bigger is by being big ourselves and then doing a massive tour where it's like 5 concerts in one. That's my like dream. This is me dreaming. This hasn't been discussed with anyone. I'd like to say that before people get their hopes up. So that's what I hope for in the future. But you know, how far is the future off? I don't know. I don't know how well everyone's going to do in their solo career. And like I say, I think they deserve the right to do so if that's, you know, what they have inside them. Let them be.